The nurse's voice was too calm, unnaturally steady. That's when I knew something was wrong. Your son needs you right now. I drove as if I were chasing a shadow I could never catch. When I burst into the school, he was waiting in the office, small shoulders trembling, one eye already swollen and bruised. I dropped to my knees, forcing my voice to remain even. What happened? His lips quivered before the words tumbled out in broken fragments. Dad. I went home for lunch. Mom was with Uncle Steve. I tried to leave. He slammed my face into the door, locked me in my room. I climbed out the window. They're still there. The air around me seemed to thicken, my pulse slowing instead of racing. Military training doesn't erase fear, it disciplines it. It makes you deliberate, methodical. He laid hands on my son. That was his first mistake. His second was assuming I was still the man I pretended to be at home. I carried my boy to the car, every muscle wound tight. My wife and my brother, together. The betrayal should have shattered me. Instead, it sharpened my focus. She had always told me Steve was just helping out while I traveled for work, running errands, fixing things around the house. I chose to believe her because believing is easier than digging. But the bruise on my son's face was real. The tremor in his voice was undeniable. And suddenly, the scattered suspicions I'd buried lined up with precision. The laughter I overheard when I came home early. The way she angled her locked phone away from me. The unfamiliar cologne lingering in our bedroom. This wasn't just infidelity. It was intrusion. My own brother in my house, in my bed, and now hurting my son. The betrayal had a face. Two faces. Both staring back at me from the cage of my past. I forced myself to stay composed. On the outside, I was just a father caring for his child. On the inside, I was recording every detail, planning every step. I began with her phone records, late-night calls to Steve, long conversations disguised as work. Then the financial trail, hotel receipts under her name, 2 breakfasts on the bill, gas stations far from her normal route. Every detail confirmed what I already suspected. Their affair wasn't an accident. It was a secret life. I drifted through my own house like a ghost, searching drawers, checking her laptop when she forgot to log out, uncovering photos she thought were erased. My son's toys visible in the background, my kitchen table, my bed. They hadn't just betrayed me. They had poisoned the very place meant to be safe. I stayed silent. Silence is power. It convinces them you're blind while you set the trap. The final confirmation came from the cameras, small, hidden devices I installed after that day at the school. I watched the recordings alone in my office. Steve walking in like he owned the place, my wife greeting him with a kiss that once belonged to me, their careless laughter, their whispered secrets. And then the sound that froze me. My son's voice frightened, asking to go back to school. The shove. The slam of a door. His muffled cry. Everything was captured. I etched it into memory, then saved it all on a single drive. That night I placed it on the dinner table. She noticed it as she served dinner, her hands faltering when she met my eyes. "What's this?" she asked. "Press play." She did. Her face collapsed. First denial, then panic, then the realization that there was no way out. "Please," she began. I raised my hand, steady cold. "You let him lay hands on my son." Her tears fell quickly. Excuses spilled. She tried to close the laptop, but the recording kept running, slicing deeper with every second. "I made a mistake," she whispered. "No," I said flatly. "You made choices." Her sobs grew louder. She begged, promised, swore it would end. I remained still, unmoving, like a soldier on guard. Then I leaned forward. "Here's what's going to happen. You're leaving this house tonight. You will never see him again unless I allow it. And when the court sees this footage, they'll know why." Her breath hitched, realization settling like a noose around her neck. The affair wasn't her undoing. The violence against our son was. I pocketed the drive. My decision was final. She reached for me one last time, but I was already standing. "Steve can have you," I said quietly. "But he can't save you." She left that night, broken and silent. My son slept in my arms, his bruised face pressed to my chest. He would recover. He was stronger than both of them combined. As for me, I felt no pity, no fury. Only clarity. They thought betrayal would weaken me. They forgot what I was trained for. Assess, endure, act. I didn't need blood. I didn't need violence. I needed truth. And the truth destroyed them more completely than I ever could. He hurt my son once. That was enough to end them both.